Housel in this chapter shows how we can be wrong half the time and still make a fortune. He shares the story of the art collector Heinz Berggruen. Heinz amassed an amazing collection of art pieces. People were amazed by his art investing acumen. The reality was that he bought massive quantities of art. Only a subset of his collection was valuable. Berggruen could be wrong most of the time and still end up stupendously right. Anything that is huge, profitable, famous, or influential is the result of a tail event, an outlying 1 in 1,000 or millions event. This is the venture capital model. If a fund makes 100 investments, they expect 80% to fail, a handful to do reasonably well, and 1 to 2 to drive the fund's returns. Consider the distribution of winners and losers in the stock market. Most public companies fail, a few do okay, and a few generate extraordinary returns. Let us take an example. The Russell 3000 index has increased more than 73-fold since 1980. This is a spectacular return. 40% of the companies in the index were effectively failures. Only 7% of components that performed extremely well were more than enough to offset the duds. Warren Buffett stated at the 2013 Berkshire Hathaway shareholder meeting that he owned shares in 400 to 500 different companies over his life. His significant gains came from just a handful 10. The idea that a few things account for most results is not just true for companies in your investment portfolio. It's also an important part of your own behavior as an investor. Napoleon's definition of a military genius was the man who can do the average thing when all those around him are going crazy. When we pay special attention to a role model's successes, we overlook that their gains came from a small percent of their actions. That makes our own failures, losses, and setbacks feel like we are doing something wrong. But it's possible we are wrong or just sort of right just as often as the masters are. They may have been more right when they were right, but they could have been wrong just as often as you. It's not whether you are right or wrong that's important. George Soros once said, but how much money you make when you are right and how much you lose when you are wrong. There are 100 billion planets in our galaxy and only one, as far as we know, with intelligent life. And the fact that you are watching this video is the result of the longest tail you can imagine. That's something to be happy about. In the next video, let's look at how money can make you even happier. Key takeaways from the chapter are: an investor can be wrong half the time and still make a fortune. Anything successful is the result of a tail event. Do something a lot to be rewarded with such a tail event. Very few companies have stellar growth, most because of a single or a few products that outperform all others by orders of magnitude. But that's enough to win with if you have a diversified portfolio. Your success as an investor will be determined by how you respond to punctuated moments of terror, not years spent on cruise control. Tails drive everything. Tail events have the strongest impact on your investment strategy. With this, we come to the end of this chapter. Stay tuned for the next video. Thank you.